Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of 30 Cuisines in 30 Days with me, Tara. Thanks for tuning in for the second day of this 30-day challenge. So 28 days more to go. Yay. For those of you tuning in for the first time, if you missed yesterday, this is our new live show on YouTube. I'm your host, Tara from Coconut. And I'm going to be ordering a different cuisine every day for 30 days right here from my kitchen, from my apartment. So we hope this is a fun live show. You can tune in, you can eat with me, you could comment, tell me what you want to see me eating, where you think I should order from my place here in Bangkok. Or you could just tell me about yourself. Tell me where you're from, where are you tuning in from? Tell me what you're eating for lunch today. Okay, so this is day 2, and I am eating Japanese food today. I really, really love Japanese food, and I normally eat it. I think I eat Japanese food like once a week, normally, you know, when we're allowed to move freely. So that's why I really wanted to order it, and I was really eager to order Japanese food. So this is day 2, I'm already getting Japanese food. So I ordered from Bankara Ramen today. It's not just any type of Japanese food, it is ramen. So I ordered a few dishes. Let me just get to the unboxing here. Bankara Ramen is one of my favorite ramen places. It's from Tokyo, and there's a bunch of branches around Bangkok already. I think 5 branches. Yeah, so what do I have today? Today I ordered gyoza. Gyoza is here. I'll show you a nice, I'll unbox it and plate it and show you guys the nice view of it. So gyoza, karaage, and Tsukemen. And here is the sauce for Tsukemen, the dipping sauce. Oh, and a little separate thing of nori, seaweed for my Tsukemen. Okay, out of the way. And yeah, just to tell you guys the price, it's pretty affordable. You know, this is one of my favorite ramen places. So gyoza, 70 baht, that was on special. Tori no karaage, the Japanese fried chicken, that was 125 baht. And Tsukemen is 335 baht. Yeah, so they came to 530 baht. Oh, plus little VAT, so 567. But who's counting, really, you know? It's all on coconuts for this challenge, right? Okay, so let me see. What am I going to plate first? Let me just get everything on some nice plates so you can see it. Oh, yeah, and we have some little factoids running across the screen I can see. Bankara Ramen was first founded in Tokyo in 1997. So this restaurant has been around for a while. They know what they are doing. That is for sure when it comes to ramen. Okay, so packaging rating, I definitely would give them a 5 out of 5 because everything is individually packaged. The soup is hot still. The noodles are, a little bit hot, I can feel, but they're not supposed to be really hot. More Tsukemen trivia is coming later though. Okay, so here's our gyoza. Okay, oh, and my drink to my right here is green tea, which I just made myself at home to go with my Japanese lunch. I really wanted to make a matcha latte for you guys, but I didn't have any matcha at home, and I decided, I'm just going to use my normal green tea bags that I have because now is a good time to just use what you have in your pantry, finish it up. Those things that have been lying around for months, just use them. Ooh, someone loves Bankara Ramen. Mana said, oh, you love Bankara Ramen. And he wonders how it tastes when you order delivery. Okay, let's find out. Iced green tea. Yummy. Okay, now let me get out some little bowls for the gyoza's sauce that comes with the gyoza. Cut that open. Okay, it's just your standard gyoza sauce. Well, that's what it looks like, but we'll taste it soon. Okay. Open up the karaage. If I can open it up. Okay, there we go. Now I'll put the karaage on another plate. Kind of dump it out there. Oh, the lime is separated. Cut it open. Lime with the karaage is a must. It kind of cuts through that friedness of it. So a nice plate of chicken karaage. Still pretty crispy, I'd say. But I think that's one thing that when you eat in and eat it fresh is really, really good. Okay, final plating is going to be the Tsukemen. Okay, so inside, let's just see what we have here with my chopsticks. As I take it out, I will tell you a little bit about it. Ooh, kind of got a little bit congealed. That's okay. Okay, so we have our braised pork belly. We have char siu pork. We have our noodles, ramen noodles, and we have spring onions. And we have no mai, which is bamboo shoots. No mai in Thai. Okay, let me put that. This is the dipping sauce. Let me just get into my trusty little kitchen cabinet and open up the sauce. So this is the Tsukemen dipping sauce. Pouring it in here. Okay. Now I think let's just get right in talking about the Tsukemen first, I think. So Tsukemen is a Japanese dipping noodles. Instead of ramen, where you have the soup together with the noodles served in one bowl, you dip the noodles from one bowl into the dipping sauce, which is in a separate bowl. Let me open up my nori here. So it's kind of different from normal ramen because the sauce is a little thicker. It's a little saltier normally. It's really just, okay, I'm not going to pour it over, but you can get a little glimpse of it there. It's filled with delicious bits of meat. Just seeing here. It has, yeah, there's definitely some bits of meat in there, like some pork belly chunks, some braised kind of pork belly chunks, and I think what is maybe some kind of char siu chunks, kind of like the char siu on the noodles here. And the sauce it's filled with like sesame seeds and really sesame kind of like flavor, because I have had this before and I know it's delicious. Let me just take a little, you're not really supposed to sip this on its own because it's a dipping sauce for this, but I'm just gonna take a little sip so I can like tell you the flavors. Okay, it's like definitely really porky. It's very it's like rich. It's really rich. And it's made of, I should tell you what it's made from. It's made from pork bone broth, which is mixed with chicken broth in this restaurant, and it's also mixed with their dashi, which is their secret soup made from bonito fish flakes and I believe seaweed and water. It's like a very simple soup, but it's the base of everything. And yeah, I think each restaurant or each family, each house might have their own kind of, recipe for it. So anyways, this one's really good. So let's just kind of dig in with these dipping noodles. I'm gonna like maneuver around a little bit here. Oh, it's a little congealed. Sorry, this is probably not what you're supposed to be doing at all. Separating the chopsticks. faux pas. Okay. So the thing is with these, with Tsukemen, you actually take a bite of the noodles from this separate bowl and you dip it in the dipping sauce. Bring it a little closer to me, and then you just flip it up. Really good. Okay, so the noodles here, even though they got slightly stuck together, it's okay because the sauce is still hot. So right away, you have these like thick ramen noodles, and you just, once they're dipped in the sauce, they really pick up the flavor really, really well. So that's what you're looking for with your noodles for Tsukemen. You want a noodle that really lets the flavorful soup just like attach to it. And then you dip it, probably not as many times as I just dipped it just now, but then you just dip it once and you get a big bite. The noodles are really chewy, just like how you would want ramen noodles to be. Very chewy, flavorful with that kind of like dense like flavor noodle. Hard to describe, but oh, Diane Perrin says, I want noodles now. Smiley face. Well, you should definitely order some ramen from somewhere because it just really hits the spot. Okay, so now I'm going to try a bite of this kakuni, which is braised pork belly. Now, when I first had this, I remember I was kind of put off a little bit because it's very fatty. As you can see, there's like a fat layer to it. But actually the fat it's really melts in your mouth and it's really yummy, and it doesn't taste like how you might, like as a Westerner might think of like fat. It's with like a unpleasant texture or anything. No, it's really good. So the kakuni, just take a big bite of it. The braised pork belly, dip it in here. So good. Let me just take another big chunk of this braised pork belly and kind of show you guys. Can you see that? It's like this big hunk of meat that is like so delicious, braised for a long time, I think. And if you see, once you dip it in there, you get some like, you like load it up with some other chunks of meat. Really good. Okay. Ooh, more commenters. Jagdish Gill wants Japanese for dinner. Do it. Do it. Oh, it's my other friend, Sumati. All my friends are watching. Will the cat be meowing for some noodles? The cat is banished to the balcony for now. Maybe she'll make her way in by the time I get to the gyoza. Who knows? So yeah, if you're just tuning in now, please, oh, sorry, I'm distracted by another comment about my cat. Kenneth Todd Ruiz says, hashtag cat watch. Ooh, will that cat appear? Stay tuned. Yeah, if you're just tuning in now, then this is 30 Cuisines in 30 Days, where I, Tara, your host, try a different cuisine from a different country every day for 30 days. And this is day 2, and I'm having Japanese. I ordered ramen, Tsukemen, actually. Tsukemen, which is Japanese dipping noodles, Karaage, which is Japanese fried chicken, and Gyoza, which are pan-fried dumplings. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you the other things on this delicious platter, and then we can move on to the next dish because I'm really eager to try too. Okay, so yeah, char siu is like a barbecued pork, like a slice. We got one slice of this barbecued pork here. Oops. Okay, how are my chopstick skills? I'm dropping everything, but here you get a good idea of this It's a really hefty piece of pork. It's yummy too. I'll save it for later, I think. And then you have a yummy piece of nori, which can also be dipped in here. So you want to dip all these pieces in here and eat it. Oh, one thing, actually, you can put your onions into the dipping noodles. These little green onions that it comes with can go in the dipping noodles. But do not put your noodles in the dipping sauce. Dipping sauce, not dipping noodles. Yeah, keep your noodles separate and then dip one in and eat it. That is the etiquette for Tsukemen. Ed says, yay. Oh, we have more comments coming through. Tomorrow, maybe you can order some cat food too, says Sumati. Good one. So yeah, comment, tell me what you're eating for lunch, ask me questions about my food, ask me questions about what I'm eating next, ask me more questions about my cats. Yeah, do it, comment. And also don't forget to subscribe to Coconut TV and click the bell icon, of course, because then you will be reminded to tune in to me live every day at 1 p.m. Bangkok time, 2 p.m. Singapore time. Okay, let's just put this Tsukemen aside for 1 second and try the next dish. So let's go for this Japanese fried chicken, karaage. So I Googled a few videos about karaage before doing this, and it seems that it is fried multiple times, and that is why it is so deliciously crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. So you gotta have a squeeze of lime. Karaage is always served with a squeeze of lime. And I think a lot of times in Japan, you would eat it with, drink it with a beer. You would eat it while you're drinking beer. It seems like it would be a good combo. But I think it's a pretty standard, household staple. It's fried chicken. Everyone loves fried chicken. Okay, let's take a bite. Really yummy. I'm gonna take another bite and show you. Okay. Oops. So this is Japanese fried chicken, karaage. It's really juicy on the inside, and it's crispy with a crispy breaded coating fried on the outside. And the taste is, oh, I see a lot of comments coming through. The taste is really yummy. You really taste the subtle kind of flavors of the breading. It's like a gingery soy taste, but not a strong soy taste, like very light. Yeah. Okay, Coconut City, do you think Bankara is the best ramen in Bangkok? I really like Bankara. This is not sponsored at all by Bankara, but it's one of my favorite places, and we always go here. But I have asked a Japanese friend before what she likes in Bangkok, and if she likes Bankara, it's her favorite, and she said Bankara is too heavy for her. So she said it's like a special treat, but she can't eat it every week. I don't know. For me, I guess I could just eat it every week. It's like the broths are thick and kind of heavy, and they have an option to add butter, which I have done before. They have an option to double your noodles, double your meat. It's all customizable. So I don't know. I like it. But what do you guys think? What's your favorite ramen? Rainer Lim is asking, is it still crunchy after it has been packed? Okay, the chicken's not super crunchy, I have to admit. It definitely kind of like got a little steamed, I think, on the way over. But it's still really good. So yeah, the breading got a little soggy, just a little bit. But yeah, I have been to the restaurant Bankara on Soy 39, Sukhumvit here in Bangkok, and you usually have to wait in line if you go there at a peak time, like lunchtime. Even sometimes if you go there like 3 p.m., you have to wait in line. And it's definitely, yeah, I've been there many times. It's definitely a hangover cure. If you ever have a hangover, Bankara ramen, like you'll feel like you're dying while you're waiting in line. But then once you get there and you have like this giant bowl of ramen or Tsukemen or Karaage with like a nama beer, That's a hangover cure right there. You heard it from me. Okay. Do we have any more comments about karaage, chicken, Japanese fried chicken, Tsukemen? Or shall I move on to this really yummy gyoza? Oh, one thing I forgot to give a rating for all of these things. Okay, it's really tough to rate one of your favorite restaurants because I just want to give them a 5 out of 5, but I think I'm going to give the Tsukemen today, it's going to get a 4 out of 5 stars because it got a little congealed on the way over, and I guess it's not really their fault, you know, it's delivery, you got to live with it, but yeah, it got a little congealed, so it definitely needs reheating. And I think the flavor, to be honest, like when it's fresh out of their kitchen, you just can't beat that with ramen, really. The karaage, I think I'm going to give it, it's going to get it like a 3.5 out of 5, just because it didn't really hold up too well in the delivery process, but that's life, you know, gotta eat at home these days. Still good, still really good. Okay, let's try the gyoza. Gyoza, okay, how does it look? How does the gyoza look? It's seared on one side, as gyoza usually is. Here, can you see that? Like a nice searing brown seared bit there, and it's perfectly wrapped. This gyoza skin looks like the right kind of texture, thin, crispy, a bit of chewiness. Yeah. So let's give it a bite. Dip it in the sauce. Now the sauce is kind of a soy and vinegar mixture. So it has that like kick of vinegar, which goes with gyoza. Really yummy. Inside is like a mixture of pork, ground pork, chives, I believe, spring onion, aka spring onion, cabbage, and some seasoning, some sauce, not some sauce, some different seasoning in there. But it's really yummy. You can almost just have a bite of it without the dipping sauce there, and it's still really good. Yeah. Yep, gyoza are pan fried and then steamed. So if you've made that at home, you know that it is kind of hard to get them in these really nice uniform shapes. But if you can, then good on you. That's way more than I can do. Okay, so I think the gyoza, really yummy. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's something that definitely holds up well for delivery. I mean, you could just pop it in the microwave for a little bit or reheat it on the pan if you need to, but it's kind of room temperature and it's still really good. Yeah. Let me just take a sip of my green tea and just see any other comments going on. Ask me some questions, guys. Green tea, very refreshing. Very yummy. Okay, so Coconut TV says dumpling time. Yeah, it is definitely dumpling time today. These dumplings really did hit the spot, I gotta say. It's a very meaty day I'm having today. I'm having like a really meat-filled lunch. And if you know me, you know I don't usually eat tons of meat. I was a vegetarian once a long time ago in college. For a couple years, I didn't eat meat. I think I tried being vegan for like 10 days. That's how long it lasted. But yeah, personally, I do really like to eat veggies, but then every so often you have this craving for meat. And as much as I wish I could kind of be a vegetarian for real, I don't know, I just can't give up meat for some dishes. It's just so delicious. And then you watch all these cooking shows and all these chefs and like all these serious chefs. I mean, if you don't cook any meat, then I don't know, it just cuts out a lot of your options. But I will say go for organic, grass-fed, that type of free-range meat if you can. So stolen rabbit. Commenting gyozas look good too. Damn. Thanks, Stolen Rabbit. They are good. Coconut TV is asking me, do you always order Tsukemen? Any other fave ramen from Bankara? You know, I'm really lame. I just order the same thing every time I go there. This is my go-to, but there is a really good spicy ramen there called Mara Ramen. I think it's called Mara Ramen. And is that right? Yeah, sorry. It's like a ramen, so it's not a Tsukemen, it's not dipping. It's ramen with your soup and your noodles all in one bowl. And it has this like really spicy chili sesame topping with ground pork that's really, really good. Coffee break says ramen time. Woo-hoo, thanks, coffee break. Coffee break is saying ramen time. Okay. Yeah, so the Mara miso is really good. If you like spicy, you can choose your spice level too for that one. Yeah. Jagdish Gill is asking, how do you select what you're going to order? Do you go by reviews or by what you have generally liked in the past? That is a good question. Sometimes I go by reviews. I mean, I love to research beforehand about what is good and what has been reviewed and, you know, what food bloggers have eaten. I just love to research and to know I'm getting, you know, the best of anything. So like when I went to Tokyo with my husband, we were just like researching nonstop about every meal we had. I think we were on our phones researching like an hour before each meal. And yeah, it got pretty exhausting, but we had really amazing food. And then when we just gave it all up and didn't research or anything, just walked into a restaurant, it was still so good. Like we walked into this steak restaurant that looked like a fast food joint and you could only stand up. It was like a standing room only restaurant. And I was kind of like, oh, that's weird. But the steak was just amazing. Had these big like pats of butter on it. And you choose your sauce. But yeah, so it depends. Sometimes I look at reviews. Sometimes I just go at what I know. Yeah. Then is asking, what's the worst ramen you've had? Name names. Well, I'm not like an expert on ramen. I'm just a woman on the internet, really. I have no expertise in anything I'm doing, like a lot of people who go on the internet and do stuff. So the worst ramen, that's a tough one. It probably would not be any ramen I've had in Japan because everything there was so good. Maybe something here in Bangkok where I just had like a really cheap ramen from like 7-Eleven in a bowl or something like that. And it was like the meat's kind of hard and it's like, but you're just eating it because you're really hungry or drunk or both. Yeah. Okay. Oh, more coffee break. Is there a limit to what goes with wasabi? Good question, coffee break. Is there a limit to what goes with wasabi? Well, I really love wasabi. I definitely like load up the wasabi when I'm eating Japanese food like sushi. Yeah, until I'm like sometimes have tears like streaming down my face. That's probably like totally the wrong etiquette. If you're like in Japan, you should probably not do that. But this food did not come with wasabi. So I did not take any wasabi from my fridge to have with it. It probably could go well with the chicken though, I think. Yeah, I think the chicken would, a dose of that horseradish flavor would be good with that. Yeah, good point. Coffee break. Oh, Chayanit, what do you think about fusion ramen? There are some like yuzu ramen, truffle ramen, and lobster ramen in Bangkok. I'm all up for trying fusion ramen. I think, yeah, fusion ramen is definitely something that's popular in Japan too. I know when I was there was a lot of fusion ramen options. I've seen like basil ramen, like a broth with like almost like a pesto in there. Yuzu ramen I had once in Tokyo. It was a chain called, can't remember the name, but it's like a really famous chain where it sells yuzu ramen. And you squeeze the yuzu in there. It was so good. Truffle ramen, that sounds really rich, but I'm up for it. I'm definitely up for trying that. Come on, hit me with some more questions. Ramen is a really popular topic on YouTube, by the way. It's a very, it stirs up some controversy, I think, when you're talking about what is the best ramen, what is your favorite ramen. Let me just take a bite of this bamboo shoot. Okay. What else should I show you guys? I don't think I really showed you how good this kakuni was here. See, it's kind of like splitting apart, but it's this giant, like log. So that sounds really weird. Like log of braised pork belly, but that's kind of what it is. It's like massive. Yeah, let me just separate it here. Yeah, there. You can see like the layers of like fat and meat, and it's just braised for so long. Okay, Nadira has a question. It's Tsukemen ramen. Is Tsukemen or ramen your go-to Japanese dish? Yeah, I think so. It's definitely my go-to Japanese dish. And there's so many good places in Bangkok to eat ramen. It's crazy. There's another good place, Mensho. They do a vegan ramen, which I had recommended to vegetarians and non-vegetarians alike. Really good. Coconut TV says, don't be shy about eating. Chow down, Tara. Okay. I do want to chow down. I don't know why I'm talking so much. Okay, let's get some should we get some ASMR slurping sounds in there? Let me just get a nice hunk of kakuni. A real hunk with some noodles. Oh my God, I'm showing you how congealed these noodles got. Eek. Okay. Now, okay, proper etiquette, dipping once quickly. Don't drop the noodles in there and stir them around. Resist that urge. I'm like right away going in for another bite because it's so good. It's like really umami flavored. I guess you should chew first. Summer Lee has a question. Do you think ramen tastes better if you slurp it up loudly, Japanese style? I think it is best to slurp it loudly because usually ramen is really, really hot, and you want to it kind of like cools it as it brings it into your mouth, so it's like easier to eat. And you kind of want when in Rome, so if you're in Japan at like a ramen counter with Japanese businessmen next to you, and you got your manga in front of you, and then you probably want to slurp. Otherwise, people really, really know that you don't know what you're doing. But that said, I'm not really that good at slurping, so here goes. I think it does taste better. I think it really does taste better when you slurp. Okay. Get a piece of the char siu. You know what? I have a spoon here. I'm just going to be very Thai style. Thai style, we're always kind of using a spoon and fork to hack at things and separate things. And Thai food is in small bites. So yeah. Okay. Let me eat a piece of this char siu. Char siu. This is a kind of barbecued pork. I think it's rolled up into a long thing and then sliced really thin. It's a thin slice. I'm gonna dip it in the dipping sauce. It has a different flavor than the kakuni, than the braised pork belly. This one is a little bit more, I guess it's more porky. Is that a thing? Yeah, it has more of that barbecued pork taste and texture. It's a little more chewy. It doesn't the fat doesn't melt in your mouth. You kind of have to chew it a bit, which is good, which is still really good. Yeah. Let's try this nice sheet of nori here. Now that can also get dipped in here. And let's eat it. What? Yummy. Let me just a little bit, tripping a little bit there. The seaweed is really good. You guys know the flavor of seaweed, right? Coffee Break asked there, or says, there was a famous movie before where an old man showed how we should eat ramen. He set aside the pork and apologized to it. See you soon. Oh, that's cool. I wonder what movie that was. I have to look that up. Okay, so he set aside the pork and said, see you soon, and then kind of ate the rest of everything and like went back to the pork. So maybe he's saving the best for last, or maybe that's the way you're supposed to eat. Tsukemen? Okay, I'm making a real mess of these noodles here. I'm sorry, Bankara. If someone's from Bankara is watching, they're probably like shaking their head in horror at me like butchering these noodles like this. But still delicious. Do not worry. Okay, give it a dip. Got it all over myself. I think you can even wear a bib sometimes with ramen, or maybe I just should. Good thing I'm wearing brown today. Blends in nicely with all the spots of dipping sauce that are currently all over my shirt. Yeah, so it's really delicious ramen here, or tsukemen rather. See, I think overall, I just have to give this place, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. You know, I don't want to dock too many points for the way it comes delivered, because, you know, you can always heat it up on your stove or in your microwave if you must. It came really, yeah, as good as they can do, and it's really, really delicious. Stolen Rabbit is crying, laughing at me. Julianne says, very strategic shirt choice. Clap. Thank you. It was strategic. It was. Vin is asking me, show us what's inside the gyoza. Okay, sure thing. That requires me taking a bite of it, which I am more than happy to do. So let me take a bite of this gyoza. And then I'm gonna open it up there. So you want to see what's inside this gyoza? It's a really yummy combination of minced pork, cabbage, ginger, spring onion, some seasoning, and it's dipped in this really, you know, tangy vinegar soy sauce, which is really good. Coffee Break, Tampopo. Don't worry, it's just a movie. On YouTube, it's entitled Tampopo Ramen Master. I am going to look that up. Thank you, Coffee Break. I'll look it up on my next coffee break. Okay, let me just eat the rest of this delicious little pan-fried Japanese dumpling here, also known as a gyoza. It's really good. This is the kind of thing where when you're eating this, you just forget that you're stuck at home. You know, you just focus on the food and kind of think about Japanese culture. Think about the culture that created such delicious dishes. And it's like, wow, you know, you just got to appreciate the love and the effort that went into each of these dishes. And yeah, I'm like really thankful that I can do this challenge and get free food for like 30 days. This is only day 2, you guys. If you're just tuning in now, we're almost done with the live stream, but don't worry, we have 28 more days of eating ahead of us. This is day 2 of 30 cuisines in 30 days with me, Tara from Coconut. I'm here in Bangkok in my apartment. And we are eating, well, I am eating, you are watching, a different cuisine every day for 30 days. Yep, join us tomorrow, same place, same time. It's going to be 30 cuisines in 30 days, you guys. This is just day 2. Tomorrow is day 3. Subscribe to Coconuts TV. Click the bell. You're going to get reminded to watch me live. Tune in, ask me questions, ask me about myself, ask me about coconuts, ask me about all this delicious food I'm eating. And yeah, tune in tomorrow and tell me in the comments what you want me to eat. Where should I order from? What restaurants in Bangkok should I order from? What cuisines should I have? What is an exotic cuisine to you? Yeah, so tomorrow it's the same time, same place, 1 p.m. in Bangkok, 2 p.m. in Singapore, if you're in Singapore. And yeah, it's going to be every day for the next 28 days. I'm going to be eating lunch. I'm going to be eating lunch from a different cuisine every day. And today was Japanese ramen. Tomorrow, who knows? So tune in and eat with me. I'm going to finish this.